Fox News. I'm Deborah Valentine. Closing arguments are expected to take place today in the triple murder trial of Lindsay Clancy in Massachusetts. She's a woman accused of strangling her 3 children to death. Fox's Molly Line reports.
The defense says Clancy should not be held criminally responsible, that she was overmedicated, suffered from postpartum psychosis, and was obeying a voice commanding her to commit the killings.
The prosecution claims Clancy acted rationally and intentionally. The death toll following catastrophic flooding at the China-Nepal border has climbed to at least 353 people killed. Fox's Katie Byrne has more.
According to the Nepal Tourism Board, 65 Americans are among more than 600 tourists that are still unaccounted for.
Over 1,000 people remain missing. Officials say several hundred bodies have been recovered. America's listening to Fox News.
Smooth Shift, Case IH Maxim Series tractors help you get more done. Check this out. Smooth Shift automatically adjusts engine RPMs while shifting to compensate for loads, like the 1,500-pound bale of hay I'm carrying on the front of this tractor. It's sensing the load and adjusting the engine RPMs when I shift. Case IH makes me one smooth operator.
See Colby Ag Center in Colby, Kansas.
With NWKS Radio News, I'm Lucas Kenny. One of Northwest Kansas Radio's most recognizable and beloved voices is receiving the highest honor in Kansas broadcasting. Curtis Duncan of Goodland has been named a member of the Kansas Association of Broadcasters Hall of Fame class of 2026. Duncan, who passed away in July of 2024, is being inducted alongside Carolyn Long, Ted Woodward, and Melissa Bruner. You can read more about Curtis and this award on our local news page. In other news, the Thomas County Sheriff's Office posted on Facebook regarding a new scam that has been reported in the area. These scammers are leaving messages posing as someone with the department asking for you to call back. If you get a voicemail from Sergeant David Ruskin, this is a scam. For questions or to report a scam, call the Thomas County Sheriff's Office at 785-460-4570. For more information on these local stories, visit our website at nwksradio.net.
Today's going to be sunny with near average high temperatures around 88. South-southeasterly winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Scattered storms could develop along I-80 in Nebraska this afternoon and potentially organize into a cluster to dive south into northwest Kansas later this evening into the early morning hours, mainly east of Highway 25 and north I-70 with the threat for damaging winds and large hail. Overnight low around 63. Then tomorrow will be sunny, dry, and gets hot. Upper level ridge starts to move in. High of 94. South winds 10 to 20, gusting to 25 miles per hour with a low of 66. Saturday and Sunday will be hot. High temperatures will be in the low 100s on Saturday, upper 90s on Sunday. Stays dry on Saturday. Could see some late afternoon, evening showers and non-severe storms Sunday evening with overnight lows in the upper 60s. This is meteorologist Chris Schromick at NWKS Radio Weather Center.
School is back, which means carpools, practices, games, and plenty of miles ahead. Get ready with a new GMC from Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland. Save up to $1,750 on a 26 Terrain or up to $7,000 on a 26 Sierra 1500 Elevation with eligible trade. Plus, get $1,000 on a 2026 Sierra 2500. New school year, new routine, new ride. Shop online at hurlchev.com. GMC, professional grade.
Here's a bright idea. Make sure you put your pants on before leaving the house. Sure, it seems simple, but sometimes simple doesn't happen. At IdeaTech, we think it's simple to have real people who live in Kansas helping customers. We understand that not everyone in our industry agrees. Then again, not everyone puts on pants before they leave the house. We think it's important to get the simple things right. Putting our pants on and providing local customer service. Another bright idea from IdeaTech.
It's simple. Get IdeaTech fiber internet at ideatech.com.
If you're shopping for a banking institution, visit with Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, and Quinter, Kansas. The Equity Bank is heavily invested in local business and activities contributing in many ways back to their community. Their employees are involved with many organizations and area events. Plus, a lot of experience comes with that staff. You'll find valuable local assistance when you bank at the Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, Quinter, and other locations in Western Kansas. Kansas. The Equity Bank, member FDIC.
Backpacks? Check. Pencils? Check. Kids back in school? Finally! Now it's the time for grown-ups back to school list and Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware. Freshen things up with Benjamin Moore paint. Keep the yard looking sharp with Ego power tools and accessories. Or grab the building supplies for that project you've been putting off. Keep summer going with grills and patio furniture. And with school back in session, show off your school pride with new LED Team Spirit signs. It's all in one spot. Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware with locations in Goodland and Colby.
It's time for the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer and Garrett Wellbrock.
Who's got it better than us? No!
The High Plains only local sports talk show, broadcasting live on Goodland's Rocket 102.5 KLOE and video streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Discussing it all from the preps to the pros.
Caglione hits it high in the air, deep center field. Dunn springs back at the fence. It's gone! A two-run blast for Jack Caglione.
The Blitz is presented by Hurl Chevrolet GMC, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware, and F&B Bank, along with
IdeaTech Fiber Internet, Topside Portables and Pumping, The Insurance Agency, Pest Away, and Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinner, and Grinnell.
Let's go to work. 1. Peters with a drive into right. Nimmo heading back, and it is gone! 5 in a row for Tristan Peters. 2-2. Swing and a fly ball out toward right field. Going back is Ward. Back to the wall. The first to 40. Kyle Schwarber, a 3-run home run. And the Phillies have busted this baby open here in the second inning. It is 6-0 Phils.
Pitch is driven out towards left center field. Pretty well struck. Young goes back at the warning track. The wall. He'll watch it go. A Capital City slam for Connor Norby.
Line drive is down. Thomas is coming home. The unlikeliest of heroes, Ha-Seong Kim, has his big moment.
And good Thursday morning, everybody. It is the Morning Blitz on Rocket 102.5 KLOE and WKSradio.net and the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Oh boy, it's already a rough start. Only just begun. Welcome to a Thursday, and football season is here, my friends. We have made it to football season on this Thursday. It may be only like FCS and some Division II, but it's football nonetheless. It's football nonetheless, so no complaining there. Garrett's all dapped up in his Tiger football shirt. It looks like he's going to go do the sideline today down at Angelo State. Looks like he's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, none of that. None of that today. I don't want to travel 10 hours right after getting off the show today, but no. Yeah, got to support it. They'll be on, and to your point, it might not be the Division I big names as you know we're used to, but hey, you could turn the TV on tonight and watch some college football. I don't think it gets any better than that.
Are you going to watch some Fort Hays State, Angelo State here tonight on Flow College?
Yeah, I probably will. I probably will have.
You have an account for that, do you?
Nope. I'll have to probably purchase, but yeah.
He'll be tuning in. You don't want to listen to you don't listen to your dad on the call there?
We might have them both on. Might have them both. Probably try and sync them up if you can.
Yeah, that's hard. I tell you what, I don't know. I still haven't figured that out, to be honest with you. That's hard to do.
Yeah,
that's a challenging thing.
It's tough.
Speaking of your dad, Gerard, he will be our guest today on the Morning Blitz. He is en route at this point in time. You think they're on the road right now driving?
No, I talked to him yesterday. He said they're not leaving till 10:30 today. I think they're maybe 4 or 5 hours out, so not too bad. They went halfway yesterday and then halfway today.
So where are they at right now currently? Do you know?
No, it's somewhere in Oklahoma. That's all I know.
Okay, we'll have to get a road report from Gerard.
Yeah.
That's what we'll have to do. But Gerard Wellbrock, the voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers, will join us on the program, and we'll be talking with him. Who's all in the crew going down there? Do you know?
I think it's just him and Dustin Armbruster for this one. I'm not sure if anybody else went. So,
God, we got to put him on speaker. Get Dustin on the show. That'll be great. Can you guys go on speaker for the show?
That'd be good.
So anyway, they're on the road at Angelo State tonight. So that is a 7:00 Central Time kickoff there from San Angelo, Texas. I bet it's hot down there.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, I bet it's hot. Maybe hopefully those air conditioners work in the press box if they have them.
Good deal. I'm not on the sideline for this.
Could be a little hot. Yeah, and on that turf too.
Yeah,
I'm guessing they have turf. I don't know. I would assume that. I don't know.
Never been, so but I would assume as well.
We'll have to take a peek into that. So Gerard Wellbrock will join us today. He'll be our guest. I think there might have been I saw this as we get to this will be segment 3's topic, but I think I saw that Kansas football might have named their starting quarterback without really maybe doing it, but I feel like they might have named it. So we'll get to that coming up in segment number 3. A longtime staple of ESPN is leaving us in the walk-off, and its name is not Carl Ravitch. We'll get to that in the walk-off coming up here in today's program. And we're going to talk a little bit of college football playoff predictions today. Since college football does kind of kick off, I mean, once again, understand it's maybe not be Division I, but we'll talk college football playoff predictions.
It starts Saturday. It's close enough.
I mean, yeah. Saturday, we get TCU, and Saturday's a full show. You know, we got picks. We're going to have Lance Barr join us from Hoxie High School football. We'll be talking to him. So we got a full show. So we'll just get it out of the way today.
Yeah.
Make our college football playoff predictions. Are you wanting to predict all 12 teams that make it, or are you wanting to get it down to just the Final Four, or pick just the national champion, or what are your thoughts on your predictions?
We can try all 12. I'm fine with that.
Okay, man, you're really going to test me this morning. So sounds good to me.
It's up to you, really. I don't really care.
No, we'll do all 12. I'll play the game.
I went down this morning when you texted me, let's do this. I wrote down 12 teams I think we'll get in. So
there you go. You are the man. So we'll get to that all in today's show. If you want to be part of the program, we are happy to have you join us. You can get a hold of us on the FB Bank text line at 785-899-2222. It is a big night. There is also, not only is it college football tonight, it's also a big night for volleyball. Volleyball really gets going tonight. They have it's something down in Texas. I forget the name of it. Maybe Steven Binkelman has it written down here, but I know Nebraska volleyball, number 1 team in the nation, plays 17th ranked Florida tonight. That is at 7 Central, 6 Mountain Time on TNT. The Husker volleyball team plays Florida down in Jerry's World. You know, the volleyball apparently is getting so big that we're playing them in outdoor venues and football stadiums. Like the first 2 matches of the season for Nebraska are at Jerry's World, and then follow it up here in a week or so. They're playing in Wrigley Field.
Wow.
Yeah, it's getting that big. So, yes, thank you, Jared. We know your love of the Florida Gators is big. I understand that. So, Spikes Under the Lights. Thank you, Steve. That is the name of it. Spikes Under the Lights. So, Jerry's World. It will be a center stage for big-time college volleyball. I think there's 2 matches. I forget the other match of the night, but 2 matches there going on. So, yeah, big night for college volleyball. College football gets underway, and the sports season is here. We have officially made it. We've officially made it to it. I went and watched some of the drink scrimmage last night for Goodland Sports. Went to watch some drinks for some volleyball. Went and watched some football last night. So went and checked out the drink scrimmage. I'm telling you, I tell you, and this is at a lot of places, not just Goodland. I'm telling you, any of those volleyball teams that practice in those gymnasiums during this time of year, brutal. Gosh, it's hot. Holy cow.
Yeah, getting a nice little calorie deficit going with that.
Man, I'm telling you, just hot as all get out in those gyms. And they were playing, so watched the Cowgirl volleyball team play a little bit last night, and went and watched a little bit of the Cowboy football team and the new era of Dax Reese play. So just kind of just run some stuff in front of the crowd. But no, it was good. It was good to go out and do that last night. Did you do anything fun last night?
No, not really. Finished Outer Banks, that show.
You already got through that already?
Yeah,
wow.
I finished. I was like, you know what? I think I had like 3 or 4 episodes left. I just powered through it all last night. So
wow, good for you. Don't spoil it for me. I'll have to watch that. Just let me. Was it a good final season?
It was.
Okay.
It kind of dragged on the middle, but it ended well.
Okay. It got a little lull, but we figured it out at the end. Sounds good. FB Bank text line 785-899-2222. Lucas wants to know our thoughts on the Pro Bowl getting dumped.
I love it.
What does it matter, Lucas? The Pro Bowl, the Pro Bowl All-Star Weekend, they all stink. They stink. It's not good.
The only All-Star Weekend I ever watch anymore is like the Home Run Derby for MLB. That's the only one I really care about. I don't even watch really the game for the All-Star game, MLB, but definitely not the Pro Bowl. So
I mean, Major League Baseball is the only All-Star game that I think is worth a darn, and the weekend is worth a darn just because they actually are playing the sport that they play. You know, in football, they were playing flag football and doing skills and drills. You know, and in basketball, they already don't play defense in the NBA. They don't play any defense in the All-Star game. It's just jack up threes from half court.
Yeah.
So there's nothing great about it. So I'm fine with it. Dump it. Not a big deal.
Yeah,
not a big deal to me.
Nobody wants to be there anyway. Just get rid of it completely. It's a good move.
What? Oh, yeah, just to get rid of it completely.
Yeah, I mean, like that's. I'm glad that they. I mean, not that it really matters to me. Like I wasn't tuning in anyway, but might as well just get rid of it. I mean, if it just doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Officer Jared going crazy about hockey All-Star Weekend. It's amazing. Yes, hockey is fine. I don't have an issue with hockey at this point in time. And yes, the Frozen, or not, what was it, the Frozen Four?
Yeah.
I don't think it was called the Frozen Four. I'm pretty sure that is a trademark.
That's
something else.
Hockey
that's the college hockey Final Four. But yeah, when the Four Nations.
That's what. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, the Four Nations. The Four Nations was really, really good. That was fantastic. Officer Jared. So yes, I would agree with that. But the NFL, the NBA, they could get rid of All-Star Weekend. I could care less. It's not that great. So anyway, let's get rolling on the day's program. Once again, segment 1 sponsored by our good friends R&R Custom Building, Mike and Dax Reese. They have great gutter trailer with 20 different gutter color options to make sure that your home is looking its best. And they want to make sure that your home is protected and looking right. Call them today at 785-821-1432, 785-821-1432. And if you want to, you can also do a deal where they'll give $1 back to a Goodland High School program of your choice. So you can help out the Cowboys and the Cowgirls and upgrade your gutters at the same time. Call R&R Custom Building, 785-821-1432. All right, let's get into it. College football playoffs college football season is getting underway today. I know you're excited about this a little bit here. We talked about Fort Hays State. Any other big games tonight that are on your mind?
Well, I mean, in the Division II realm of things, Pittsburgh State in the MIAA also. They play they're ranked 4th in the country, and they play the number 1 team in the country, Ferris State, who I don't think has lost a game in 3 years. Pitt State was their last loss like 3 years ago or 2 years ago when they played in this same exact game beginning of the season. So that's a pretty good one, I would have to say. And I imagine they'll sell that place out.
And that's down in Pitt, correct?
Yeah.
I got to look at the schedule. I want to pull up the schedule. See if there's any other good games that are happening at this point in time today. If there's any other teams that fascinate me. See if I can get this pulled up here and figure this out. Oh, good Lord.
I can't imagine the FCS is going to fascinate you too much.
Well, you never know. You never know. Up north, you've got a great Nebraska rivalry. You've got Wayne State and UNK.
Yeah.
There we go. That's interesting. I like that. That's going on today. Western Colorado at West Texas A&M in Canyon, Texas. That's a good one. That's top 25 teams. I know Western Colorado is a top 15 team. I'm guessing West Texas A&M's got to be top 25. Their facilities say they're top 25. That's some of the best Division II facilities in the country.
Oh, yeah.
West Texas A&M at Canyon. You ever been to Canyon? I have been to Canyon, Texas. That was interesting. The Mules of Central Missouri at CSU Pueblo. We know how much you love Pueblo.
Yeah, that'll be Pueblo comes to Hayes next Thursday, so they get they kind of have that conference thing. RMAC, MIAA playing each other.
Shadron State goes to Northern State, another great program with great facilities. Northern State's got one of the best football facilities in Division II in Aberdeen, South Dakota. Black Hill State, one of my favorite Division IIs. I love those RMAC schools. Out at Sioux Falls today. Former home of Alabama coach Kalen DeBoer.
Oh, okay.
Won multiple national championships at Sioux Falls and was a starting quarterback there. Did you know that?
I did
fun
not.
fact. Yeah.
That's
Look that up. He had quite a career at Sioux Falls.
I can imagine.
Quite a career. Yeah. Some interesting games on the Division II level. I guess I'll have to look up and see if there's anything in the FCS level here. I'll see if I can pull something up here real quick. See if there's anything in the FCS. You got it up there?
I got that. I don't know if that's
here we
all
go.
of them. There's 5 of them. Not sure if that's all of the games.
5 games. That's tonight, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Maine and Towson, Stony Brook, Delaware State, Mercyhurst, great name, and Youngstown State. Ooh, Youngstown State. Love those. That's a tough
Ohio
program.
Dominican. I've never heard of that.
Who the heck? Is that school that they made up, in high school?
Oh,
what was their name?
Gosh, what was that?
What was that name, Lucas? Gosh darn it. What was the name of that school they made up? Bishop Sycamore. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is that Bishop Sycamore in college? Ohio Dominican?
They're a Catholic-only university in Ohio, Central Ohio, Columbus. So they're in Columbus, Ohio.
This sounds made up. Does that webpage look actually real?
Looks like they're Division II.
No way. Ohio Dominican.
I know that Central Oklahoma plays Central Arkansas, so some of these FCS teams are playing D2 schools. And for the D2, I don't know if it hurt. I don't know if that counts to your record when it comes to postseason or not.
It better,
because that's just
get a win.
I don't know.
Let's see. Yeah, not a lot of other interesting games in the division or in the FCS rankings. You got to wait until maybe this weekend. Get some better games, or better. Some of the bigger name teams will play this weekend in the FCS. Looks like it. Like Montana State. You can't talk FCS football without the Montana schools.
I know.
Can't do that.
Their stadiums are awesome. I actually got a chance to see theirs, both of them, Montana and Montana State, and that place. That'd be a fun.
So you've been to Missoula, is what you're saying?
Yes. What drove through it?
I'd love to go to Missoula.
Drove through it. Had to stop by the stadium, and Montana Stadium that's legit. That place.
I saw Montana was named best college atmosphere of FCS. I think I saw something like that.
I bet it is.
I love how the stadium is built up pretty much against a mountain. So, you kind of, from one side, you can look up into the face of a mountain. Pretty darn cool. So, yeah, anyway. Yeah, that's the thing about FCS. You get the vastness. You get the stadiums out in the wilderness of nowhere land, Weber State and and Montana and all those things. And then you get the vastness, and then you get the indoor stadiums of your northern Iowas and your North Dakotas, your South Dakotas. Get the vastness of stadiums.
The Idaho Vandals. That's one of the cooler ones. I've never been to that one, but that one looks cool as well.
Also, Idaho State is also an indoor football stadium too. The Bengals are. So, yeah. Boy, this has really gotten off the rails talking about college football.
Isn't a week from today when Colorado starts? They're on Thursday.
Yes, Thursday night against Georgia Tech is a week from tonight to kick off the FBS season.
Yeah, that's kind of the beginning of that week one, and really the start, in my opinion, of the start of college. I know it starts this weekend.
No, I would agree,
but it's like you just get a taste of what
An appetizer is the word you're looking for.
It's not a big appetizer. This is like 2 or 3 mozzarella sticks. It's not like 8 or 10. It's like just a couple.
So let me ask you this. How many sticks of mozzarella are you eating when you sit down?
Well, a couple. I'm talking for the whole group.
The whole group?
Where everyone can get one, maybe a half. That's what we're getting this weekend.
Everybody gets one or a half of a mozzarella stick when you sit down with the group. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, we got a couple minutes here. Let's switch over and touch a little bit on our college football playoff predictions. So I'm going to start off with just a question. There's going to be at least one college football team that's going to be represented from the group of 5, not the Power 4. What team do you believe that is going to be this year?
So I was looking this up just before the show on who I would think, and I think the main answer is Boise State. They're probably the best fit right now because they'll have a decent, a tougher schedule, so they can probably afford to lose a game in there and still in their conference, being in the Pac-12 now. So I would pick them, but I think I'm going to go Texas State. Texas State's a team that...
Is that because of our boy?
Our boy Brad Jackson, yeah. But Texas State, they actually, I think, are going to have a really good season looking at it. They're in the Pac-12 too, I guess.
Yeah, they're out of the Pac-12 now.
So they're going to be a team, I think, that's going to be under the radar that could compete with Boise State. It's going to be one of those two. I guess for the sake of it, I would love to take Texas State, but I got more trust in Boise, so I'll go Boise to get in. But Texas State, don't sleep on them to possibly be a team that gets in. But I feel like the Pac-12 winner will be the group of 5.
I think it's a 2-team race for the sleeper of the. I should say it's a 2-team race for the teams to get into the CFP. One of them, I would agree, is probably Boise State. They have got a semi-challenge. They have Oregon in their season opening game. That's not going to be fun. Probably going to take that one in the tailpipe pretty hard. After that, you got to find a way to play pretty well. But I think they have a game against Memphis in week 2, which is humongous because Memphis is also one of these teams that might be contending to make the CFP. I think one of the teams that you probably don't like because of your favorite team, but I think they got a great chance of getting in there, the Midshipmen of Navy. And oh, how glorious it would be if they made the CFP.
You know, a team like that gets in, and I think a lot of times you don't expect the group of 5 team to win that first round game, especially because they're probably on the road in a hostile environment, having to beat a powerhouse. But I think if like a team like Navy was to get in, they would have a legit shot with that type of option offense. That would be pretty fun. I would have to say that's a win for the military academies nonetheless.
Of course it's a win for America is what it is. It's a win for America.
Could you imagine Navy and Army playing in the final game of the season, and it's one of them has a trip to go to the college football playoff?
Yeah, I mean, it's
awesome.
I mean, think about how bad Army would want to beat Navy to end that and just absolutely stick the knife in them.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. It's a win for America. That's the slogan. It's a win for America if Navy gets in the college football playoff. They were 11-2 last year, folks. And I think that they have a good chance. Now, they do have Notre Dame on the schedule, and they have to replace their star quarterback, Blake Horvath. But I still believe they have a good chance of making it. Sleeper pick in this, what I would say would be UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio. Jeff Traylor is a great football coach, and he continues to have a really, really good program down there with the Roadrunners, at UTSA. And so I think they could be a real dark horse team coming from the back of the pack. No doubt Boise State, probably the favorite, but I think Navy's right in the mix there. And my steep sleeper, UTSA at this point in time. UTSA.
Okay. All right.
UTSA. So if you want to fill out the rest of your college football playoff 11 teams, how would it kind of come about here?
Well, I was trying to think of how I would seed this when I'm.
Oh golly! Don't try and do that.
I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I was like, how would I seed this up? But I think that I'm going to put some of the mainstays in there. I feel like Ohio State, Oregon, Notre Dame's already in the playoffs. I mean,
they're in it.
My gosh, they have the easiest schedule of all time. Georgia, I think will get in. Texas will get in. I want to know if they'll win the SEC or not. That'll be something I want to watch as the season unfolds. I think they're a really good team. They will make it this year, I feel like. Miami, I think, will be the ACC winner. I do think Indiana – I've seen some people not too high on Indiana this year. I think they get in. And honestly, I think they're a top 6 team.
Just where Cignetti wants them thinking, not thinking much about him.
I mean, I know they got a new quarterback, and they obviously lost a ton from last year, but in Cignetti, we trust. I'm going to trust probably the best coach in college football right now, and they will get in. Indiana, I think LSU will get in. There's obviously a lot of going on there, but I just feel like they can be one of the top 12 teams. And the benefit of the doubt in the SEC to possibly be a 3-loss LSU team to get in. And then it gets a little dicey. I actually am putting 2 Big 12 teams in for the first time ever.
Oh, wow.
I think BYU and Texas Tech could get in. I think both of them.
Who of a spot of which conference do you think they're taking it from?
I think it would be probably maybe the SEC. I think maybe Bama doesn't get in.
Ooh.
But I also think when you talk about they're going to have to play an extra conference game, would they, say BYU and Texas Tech lose one regular season game, would they give an SEC team that loses 3 games in the regular season over a 1-loss Big 12 team? I just find that hard to believe, even though we know the SEC bias in this.
Yeah.
I feel like one of those is in BYU or Tech. I think maybe both could get in. And then I'll go Texas A&M to round out the 12.
Interesting. Let's see. Count for me here as I pull this together. So once again, I'm going to put Navy in. It's America's team. Navy is in there as one of the squads. You're going to have your Ohio State and your Oregon and your Notre Dame. I feel very confident, and Georgia. I feel very confident about those teams. I feel confident about Miami. So what am I up to now? 6?
Mm-hmm.
6 teams there total. I feel confident about Miami. I feel like BYU for some reason is going to be a lock this year. I feel better about them than I do about Texas Tech. So I'm going with BYU as my team from the Big 12. I do think we're going to see Indiana again. That's up to 8. God, I hate it, but I guess we're going to have to put Texas in there. Now we're up to 9. And I'm going to put USC in. I think SC makes in a college football playoff appearance. I'm up to 10. I need 2 more teams, correct here?
Yes.
I'm going to roll with Oklahoma. I think John Mateer is back, and I think Oklahoma is going to be really, really good. Oh, man. Almost need another sleeper team here almost.
LSU?
You know what? No, I'm not going with LSU. I'm not going with I'm going to ride on your coattails a little bit here because I love your thinking on this. I will go Texas Tech getting in as well. 2 Big 12 teams. And the reason why I like it is because, like you said, the SEC is picking up another conference game this year. They have 10 games total against Power 4 teams. That's going to result in more losses. It just will. And we're going to learn this year how the committee wants to handle that. We're going to learn how the committee wants to do that. So it's going to be fascinating to see that for sure. So because if they set precedent where they're like, well, the SEC is the SEC and we still think they're the best conference ever. And so it doesn't matter if they lose another conference game. They play in the hardest conference, ever. It counts more than if, Texas Tech only had 2 losses. They set precedent, then we'll know more. But I'm gonna just say I think I will go with you that Texas Tech gets in as that number 2 team. They're highly talented, and they get in, and an SEC team like Alabama or something does not get in because of that.
I'm actually going to change my pick. I'm going to go Bama over A&M to get in. I think Bama. Okay. I remember we talked about it a couple weeks ago. Or maybe like last week, they have one of the easiest schedules in the SEC. They avoid a lot of the big teams. So I will give Bama the benefit of the doubt. And A&M, who, of course, lost their offensive coordinator in Colin Klein. So we'll see how that happens as well. But I think I'll go A&M as being one of those first teams out, and Alabama one of the last teams in.
There you go. College football playoff prediction. We'll see how it all ends up playing out here. That's the best part about this season. I thought about throwing Penn State in there because they're going to have an easy schedule and they could be there, but I just don't have that. It's a long way to climb up there. We'll see. And we all know that someone in the top 10 is going to come crashing out of the top 25. We all know who that. We don't know who that team's going to be. I think I know who it's going to be, but I mean, beside that, so Ole Miss is who that's going to be. But that's why I didn't have them in there. I think they're overrated. Fascinating stuff. Okay, let's get to a break. We will take a timeout. We'll come back, and our guest today, Gerard Wellbrock, will join us on the road to Angelo State. We'll talk a little Fort Hays State Tiger football next here on the Morning Blitz.
At Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic, they believe in promoting healthier living through compassionate quality care. From state-of-the-art maternity care to life-saving emergency services, their dedicated team is there for you and your family. Whether it's managing diabetes, navigating recovery, or receiving specialized treatments, they're committed to your well-being. Discover the difference a community-focused hospital can make. Visit rayhospital.org today to learn more. Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic. Your health, our priority.
It's time for a check of the markets with the Anderson Trade Group on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
Good morning. This is Kate Thompson with Skylane Grain. Today is Wednesday, August 26th. On the overnight grains, we're firmer. September corn higher 3 3/4 at 5.05 1/4. December up 3 cents at 5.27 1/4. November soybeans up 1 3/4 at 12.40 1/2. January soybeans up 1 3/4 at 12.55. Kansas City wheat September contract higher 11 1/4 at 7.65 3/4. December hard red wheat up 11 1/2 at 7.82 1/4. Chicago wheat September contract higher 10 3/4 at 6.97 3/4. December soft wheat up 11 cents at 7.15 1/2. On the livestock side of things, October live cattle lower $2.80 a hundredweight at $210.82. October feeders down $4.47 at $313.65. Lean hogs, the October contract lower 70 cents a hundredweight at $80.42. On the stock market this morning, the Dow down $10 at 53,635. The S&P down 11 at 7,680. The Nasdaq down 125 at 29,151. Gold lower $23 an ounce at $4,699. Crude oil down $1.63 at $80.73. If you have any questions about marketing cash grain or would like to talk about risk management options, give our Colorado office a call. John Hanke at 970-744-4484. In our Kansas City office, Taylor Dosh, Tom Pluto, or Jared Law at 913-748-3000. You can also call our Ulysses, Kansas office, Cindy Warner, Officer Wright, or myself, Kate Thompson, at 620-471-0726.
The Anderson Trade Group, proud market partners with Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio. Find out more at andersongrain.com. The risk of loss through trading futures and or options is substantial, and each investor or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated, is not indicative of future results. The Anderson Trade Group has no guarantee that the advice given will result in profitable trades.
Pests can take a big bite out of your bottom line before your wheat finds its feet. So get the Emergence Assurance
Northwest Kansas starts the day right here. Ross Volkmer.
Well, I love him. I think he's great.
Okay.
I think he's a real winner.
Garrett Wellbrock.
Float like a Cadillac, sting like a beaver.
The Morning Blitz continues.
I'm telling you, Garrett, we got to get these audio issues figured out over here. The stuff that goes from quiet to top. I'm going to be deaf by the time this year is over. 2026 will be the year of poor hearing for me. It just constantly is going up and down in my headphones. So I got to ride the fader here to not blow my eardrums out. But we are pleased to welcome into the show our guests of the day. We talk about him a lot on this show, whether he knows it or not. Gerard Wellbrock joins us, voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers, and, of course, dad to our co-host, Garrett. Good morning, Gerard. Please give us a report. Where are you calling from this morning? Exact location.
We're in Altus, Oklahoma.
Oh, Altus.
Yes.
What is it? Western State College something is down there.
They've got, we're actually right next to Altus Air Force Base where we're staying right now, just the way it turned out. But yeah, we'll head down to San Angelo here later this morning for the game tonight. So it's kind of close to a halfway point.
God's country is pretty much what we call that, right? God's country.
Well, hopefully it looks like storms right now. They might get some rain. They're all excited here.
Oh, well, hey, I hope they do get some rain down there in Altus, Oklahoma. That'd be fantastic. Gerard Wellbrock, our guest here, joins us on the Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware Hotline. Gerard, what's the excitement like in you as you get set to start off another season calling Fort Hays State athletics?
Oh, always excited for the start of a new year, and there's something about football that just, I don't know, it just brings out all the juices, and a lot of question marks going into this year, but I think a lot of excitement as well about the possibilities. Should be a good matchup tonight. So, yeah, just always excited. You know, you start, you're 3 weeks out and you have all these things to do, and like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to get it all done. And then when it finally gets here, it's like, we're ready to roll now. So excited to get it kicked off tonight.
I'm telling you what he said right there is exactly right. 3 weeks out, you think, I am never going to get all this stuff done. And then you get to kick off and you did make it by the skin of your teeth. He's exactly right. Sorry, Garrett, go ahead.
What year is it for you, actually? I couldn't remember. Someone asked me that yesterday on how many years you've been doing it to be the voice of the Tigers.
This will be the start of my 25th season as the play-by-play voice. I did color for 6 years prior, so 31st year associated with the broadcast, but 25th year as play-by-play voice. Yeah. Getting old.
25 years. I mean, can you imagine when you started that you'd be doing it for 25 years? I mean, that is just such an accomplishment to be doing it for as long as you have.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. To say I imagined it, I don't know. Probably not. I don't think you think about it at the time, and it just kind of keeps stacking up years, and they'll still have me. So I guess as long as they'll have me, I'm happy to do it. So it's kind of a two-way street, not just my doing. I guess that means I've done a good enough job and haven't made anybody too angry. But yeah, it's certainly a pleasure and an honor, and I still get as excited. And like there's years teams aren't very good, and you got to really dig deep to get excited for games because you know what the outcome's going to be before they start. Then you have those years where you're good, and it's really exciting because everybody's locked in and the team's having a good year. But honestly, I still get excited for every game, even if football's having a bad year or a good year. Same for basketball. I just still thoroughly enjoy what I do and what we do. So yeah, still feels like year one sometimes.
I want to ask about the football team. What kind of excites you coming into this new season? I know there's been a lot of question marks at the quarterback position. What does that look like? And just kind of all in total, what is the excitement coming for this first game tonight?
Well, for me, it's kind of guarded optimism, maybe, if that's the right word. I think they have a chance to be good, but there's a lot of question marks until you get out and play. You don't know. And for me, Major Cantrell, Iowa State transfer. He's an Oklahoma kid. He's like 5'11". I don't think he was ever going to play at Oklahoma State, but I can see why they recruited him. He throws it well. He runs extremely well. Very intelligent quarterback. He was there for spring ball, and he picked it up. And he's looked good in camp, and that's why he won the starting job. But that's camp, and it's different. And how will he be against another Division II team that's pretty good in Angelo State? So for me, I'm just excited to see how he responds. I feel offensively, the running back room has more competition and is deeper than they've been. I was worried about wide receiver, and I don't think it's going to be the best receiving core in the MIAA, but I think they're going to be very good. They're better than I thought they would be. Deep tight end room. Offensive line's a question mark. They had a lot of guys with injury. They had to replace 3 guys who basically were – 2 of them have been starting since their freshman year. The other one is sophomore year. So a lot of snaps to replace with some inexperience. So to me, offensively, if the offensive line can be just be good, I think they're good enough in the other positions that have a chance to be better offensively, which Fort Hays State's going to have to be. They were not very good offensively last year. So I'm excited to see that. Defensively, I think it's going to be the strength. Their D-line, I think, could be among the best in the MIAA. They've got a returning All-American in Gavin Hazelhorse, a Hayes native. A couple of defensive ends that are seniors now that are beasts. They lost one guy to James Madison, but I think they have some young guys ready to fill that void on the interior. Deep linebacking core. They brought in a couple of transfers, moved a guy from safety. The back end, couple of experienced guys, couple new corners starting, so how they will fare, but I think they're very talented. One came from North Alabama. And really, really good player. Just there, I guess they're moving him to too many positions. He wanted just to lock in on one. And so I think defensively they're going to be really, really good. And I don't worry about the defense too much. Cooper Harris has been there forever. And they always find a way to be among the top 2, 3, 4 defenses in the MIAA. I think this year will be the same. But if the offense can be better, I think they have a chance to be in the hunt anyway in the MIAA.
Gerard Wellbrock's our guest, joining us on the Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware Hotline, voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers, who open up the football season tonight on the road at Angelo State. I tell you, I was looking at the schedule, Gerard. I mean, I know this is a very, very tough opening slate for Fort Hays State. You got to go to a receiving votes Angelo State team. CSU Pueblo is a top 10 squad. Pitt State, we know, is really, really good, a ranked team as well. This is a brutal first 3 games for the Tigers, it seems.
And exactly, I'm going to find out real quick where they are because you better be ready to go. 7 of their 11 opponents are either ranked or receiving votes in the initial preseason coaches poll. So there really are no sleepers, and even those other teams that aren't receiving votes, I think they're all going to be better. I think everybody in the league's got a chance to be better, and so that's the thing about the MIAA. top end, they haven't made as deep a playoff run as maybe we've seen in years past when Northwest was rolling and winning championships. But I think what separates the MIAA from every other Division II conference in America, that's why it's so tough, is the bottom end. I think the bottom end of the MIAA is better than most bottom end conferences. And so there are no easy games. I mean, I look at basketball. I mean, man, you go to sleep against a team that, may have 3 conference wins, you're going to lose. I mean, they're talented. They just have, for whatever reason, haven't put it together. And it's so difficult to win. And that was Fort Hays State's problem last year. They had a couple games. They got off to good starts, kind of put it on cruise control, and then, bam, it's a game, and then they lose. And you take, they went 6-5. I can think of 2 right off the top of my head that they easily could have won, and now you're 8-3, and you're in the playoff picture because you're not your strength of schedule. So winning those tight games, that's always been the key. When Fort Hays has had great teams and have won league titles, they won all their close games, and that's when you at the end of the year, you look at all the league games, and usually the team that consistently could win the close ones, because a good chunk, at least half of your games are going to be, going into that fourth quarter in the balance. Those are the teams that emerge and win the league and make the playoffs and have a chance to make a run. So it'll be interesting, but yeah, there's going to be no sleepers. And of course, as you know, you got to stay healthy and all those things to have good years. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, there are no sleepers this year. That's for sure.
Well, you mentioned the offense has to get better, especially to finish out some of those close games. What specifically on the offensive side do you think will kind of point out, especially after this first game, that, okay, they do look better than what they were last year?
Well, I think they need to run the ball better. They haven't run the ball, in my mind, as well as they've needed to for quite a while. And I say that there's a few exceptions to the rule. When they had Watson, when they moved him from defense to running back, I mean, he was all conference running back and they ran the ball as good as anybody, but that was kind of a, exception because of him. To me, they have to be able to run the ball. They have to be able to, it's 2nd down and 4 and you can line up and get a first down, or 3rd down and 2 and you could run the ball for a first down. They haven't felt they've been able to line up and do that. And some of that falls on the offensive line. Some of that falls back to the running backs. LeAngelo Bell is a transfer from Central Missouri. It was an honorable mention all-conference pick as a freshman. Kind of had a down year last year, decided to move. Fort Hays got him. I think he's going to help them out tremendously. He has MIAA experience. He's looked really good and explosive in camp, but I think there's some guys behind him. A kid who redshirted last year from Florida, big running back. If he doesn't make it at running back, he probably play tight end, but I think there's some guys who can help them do that. And I think the quarterback, Cantrell, can run the ball. I think he's going to give a dimension that maybe they haven't had in a while. And your defense is going to have to be cautious how you guard him, because if you sell out on the pass, he can run. If you put an extra guy to protect the run, I think he can throw it pretty good. So I think there's some potential there for them to be much more explosive offensively. But that's for me. They've got to be able to get those short yardage situations, line up, and just get a first down, keep the chains moving. I just haven't felt they've been able to do that in some of the years past. And then they got to score. I mean, they struggled to score points last year. It's like everything, your defense can be so good, but eventually you got to put points on the board, and they're going to have to be able to find a way to get in the end zone.
Gerard Wellbrock, our guest, voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers. I have to ask about your color man, Dustin Armbruster. We were talking about him. What's it like traveling with him all these years? It's not like these are short road trips all the time. You really got to have a good relationship with the guy you're traveling with.
I love working with Dustin. The trips are fun. I mean, we discuss a wide array of topics. I mean, like it always is. You air your grievances about the office. You have like an hour, your first hour, and then that's all done. We move on, and then it's whatever. I mean, it's a free for all. So, this first one is longer than normal. So we've caught up with our lives and everything going on with kids and summer and everything. So it's been enjoyable. I love working with him. I am so much better play-by-play broadcaster when he's doing color, and he's a phenomenal play-by-play broadcaster doing Hays High. But I think he's exceptional as a color analyst, and he just sees the game really well and spots things that obviously as a play-by-play voice you can't, because you're calling the action, watching the ball. And I just feel when he's on the air with me, I'm 1,000 times better than when he's not. He's so good, but he is fun to travel with. And you're right. You have to have a good relationship because it's a lot of car miles together and a lot of time. We don't have a lot of hotel time. Usually it's a day of game, but a lot of early mornings, late nights. But yeah, he's fun to work with. No doubt about it.
I want to ask about Gavin Hazelhorst. He's been getting some NFL looks from what I've seen just through social media. And of course, being the Hayes kid he is, what excites you about him for, possibly, well, it is his last season, but possibly a chance to go to the next level as well?
Next level, I don't know. I mean, he may be undersized, but, hey, that's not for me to determine. I just know he's athletic, he's fast. He's gotten bigger. I mean, over time, he had some injuries early on when he transferred from K-State. And then he was, going back to the DN position where he was probably undersized even at this level. But he's been able to fight through those injuries. He had the breakout year last year, getting honorable mention All-America. And I think he's just piggybacked off that. He's a dad now. And I think that's kind of balanced him a little bit and given him a different perspective. And it's just been so fun to watch him develop, just, not only as a football player, but as a kid and a person. I say kid, he's a man now, but you just tell he is having fun. And talking to him this camp about how his role now is, a leader and a teacher, helping some of the new guys in the program. And he was talking to Miles Menges, a Claflin kid who kind of mentored him. It's like, man, it's crazy. It doesn't seem that long ago you were doing this to me, and now I'm helping these other guys along. And it's really fun to see that evolution of a student athlete go from the new guy just trying to figure it out and survive and find your place to now you're the kid everybody looks up to for leadership and sharing your wisdom with the younger players. It's been really fun to see that. He's a great kid, as you know, Garrett. You knew him when you were at Hayes High, super athlete, and it's just been really fun. He's one of the keys. He needs to stay healthy, and I hope he does. He's been the last 2 years, but he's just different. He's got a different motor. He's undersized at the DN, but then they'll move him at linebacker a little bit from different, go to a 3-3 look, and then I think he can really excel. But when you get him around the edge, quarterbacks beware, because he comes with some intention, and he's going to be one of the keys to the defense. If he has a good year, I think the Fort Hays State defense is going to have a good year.
Gerard, we got to let you go, but before we do, we have to ask about your beloved Royals, who unfortunately just lost the game last night. Saw that they couldn't get to 10 in a row, but we always talk about you and your love for the Royals. What are your thoughts on as they sit here right now after a 10-game winning streak was just snapped?
Well, it was fun to see them play better. I'm torn because it's like, okay, they're playing better now. Well, that means they'll sit, hey, we're right there, and then not do anything. I do believe the bullpen is better now than it was at the beginning of the year. I think they've made a few moves and it's gotten better. If they can address the bullpen and get it pretty good again, if they can keep the starting pitching at the level it's been, I think some of the guys have finally figured it out offensively. I have optimism, but it's incredibly guarded optimism because as a lifelong Royals fan, I've been let down a lot. But I do think they got a core offensively that can be pretty good. So we shall see. But I will say the last 2+ weeks have been fun.
Sounds like a Royals fan. Guarded optimism. That sounds about right.
But at least I'm not a Mariners fan. Man, that's got to be tough right now.
Yeah, it's really tough because there was hope. There was hope.
I've heard about it.
Season.
I've heard about it.
I've heard about it.
There's been some venting, to say the least. There's been some venting.
We got about 6 minutes left. If you guys want to just vent about your teams right now, I guess we can squeeze that in if that's what you want to do. So. Gerard, safe travels further south, and then good luck. Have a great call and a good start to the season. We'll catch up as the season kind of rolls along, all right?
Hey, it was a pleasure, guys. Always fun. Good talking to you.
Once again, Gerard Wellbrock, our guest here on the Morning Blitz. Great to catch up with him. Safe travels continuing down south. Altus, Oklahoma. I believe that's where Toby Keith kind of was, was kind of from the Altus area, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
I think he was from the Altus area when he was growing up. So anyway, all right, let's get our final break. We'll come back. Did Kansas football announce their starting quarterback last night? I think they did. We'll get to that next in the Blitz.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland and let's get you covered. The Insurance Agency. Insurance the way it should be.
Fraud can happen to anyone, but knowledge is your best defense. Scammers are constantly finding new ways to target consumers through phone calls, text messages, emails, and social media. Be cautious of unexpected requests. Never share your passwords or security codes, and always verify requests before sending money. This is Jessica at F&B Bank, and we are committed to helping our community stay safe from fraud and scams. Monitor your accounts regularly and contact us immediately if you notice suspicious activity. Think before you click, verify before you act, and bank safely with F&B Bank. Member FDIC.
School is back, which means carpools, practices, games, and plenty of miles ahead. Get ready with a new GMC from Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland. Save up to $1,750 on a 26 Terrain or up to $7,000 on a 26 Sierra 1500 Elevation with eligible trade. Plus, get $1,000 on a 2026 Sierra 2500. New school year, new routine, new ride. Shop online at hurlchev.com. GMC, professional grade.
Are pests making your home or business uncomfortable? Call Pestaway in Goodland, Kansas, serving all of Northwest Kansas. They provide top-notch pest control services to keep your space safe and pest-free. From ants to rodents, termites to spiders, our expert team is here to help with effective, safe, and affordable pest control solutions. Don't wait. Call Pestaway today at 785-728-7166 for fast, reliable service. Your home or business deserves the best protection.
Northwest Kansas starts the day right here. Garrett Wellbrock.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
Ross Volkmer.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid?
The Morning Blitz continues.
Thanks again to Gerard Wellbrock for joining the show. Had to be interesting for him. Talking to his son on a radio show. Had to be interesting. Has that ever happened before? I mean, obviously, that's not a sports play-by-play deal.
I don't think so. Yeah,
I would doubt it. Conversations around the breakfast table, all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
on the radio.
Never really been on a radio show before.
Well, I didn't know. Like I said, like maybe you were doing like a morning show or something
Yeah.
somewhere. He popped in or something, or let's go to Gerard with sports.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Maybe one other time I could think of when I had to fill in for somebody last year, but
Yeah, I bet not. So yesterday, Kansas football named a program record 5 season-long captains for 2026. Offensive tackle Calvin Clements, defensive end Blake Harold, linebacker Trey Latham, and long snapper, believe it or not, long snapper is a captain. Got a great name, though. I think it's Reno Montefort, something like that. And also, quarterback Cole Ballard was named a captain. I don't know. This to me is interesting. Did we have a quarterback announcement without there being a quarterback announcement for KU? I think there might have been.
I'm thinking you're on the same boat as me. I kind of sure looks like it. I mean, you wouldn't usually put your backup quarterback as a captain unless.
Now, this is voted on by the teammate. The team votes for the captain, so it's not like Lance Leipold that he's saying this. But I still don't think I still think the quarterback is the most important position in sports, and to have him named as the starter, I think is, I don't know. It's kind of my read on the situation.
Well, yeah, I mean, if the players are voting him as a captain, that means the players obviously like him. He obviously, they feel like he's got good leadership. So, I mean, it probably makes sense that he'd be the starter. My take on this for Kansas is him and Isaiah Marshall, those two, obviously the ones right now fighting for the job. I think Cole Ballard is probably the safe move. Like, I think you know what you're getting with Cole Ballard, but I just don't know about like the peak of what Kansas football could possibly be. And I think Isaiah Marshall might have a higher mountaintop, but he's definitely got a lower floor. So if they are to go with Cole Ballard here, I can see where it just kind of feels like the safe decision to make. Now, obviously, we don't get to see what happens in camp, so maybe Isaiah Marshall has been stinking it up, and Cole Ballard is the guy. But that's my take on the situation. But anyways, yeah, Cole Ballard definitely looks like he will probably be the starter for your Kansas Jayhawks.
I think you said it perfectly. Isaiah Marshall gives you the highest ceiling, but he also gives you the lowest floor. Cole Ballard is right in the middle.
That's the scary thing too.
And so, that's the thing. I don't think they talk about how they want to kind of return it to the form it was when Colton Ecke was here the first time, that dynamic rushing attack. And no offense to Cole Ballard, you got to have a little bit more of a little pep in your step if you're the quarterback. You'll be able to run and all that stuff. And I'm not saying Cole Ballard is not athletic. I just think Marshall is more athletic, and that's going to possibly lead to bigger plays and more stuff like that. Personally, that's my 2 cents on it, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I'm a little surprised, for Kansas's sake, they didn't really attack the transfer portal more than I thought they would for, the quarterback position. I mean,
money.
Yeah, it feels like they were a little content with these two guys, and I mean, maybe they know something we don't. But
they probably do think that they do know more than we do. They absolutely do. All right, let's get to the walk-off.
And back lifts his ball high and deep to right. How about a walk-off Grady? Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime. Mahomes flings it. It's there. Hardman. Jackpot. Kansas City.
Well, as we mentioned, the Royals, they lost 3-0 to Toronto, ending that 9-game winning streak. They'll try and get that series taken care of, though, today on AM 790 KXXX. Rockies offense exploded 13-1 rout in Washington. Connor Nordby, who? Grand slam. 5 RBIs for, we don't know who you are, Connor Nordby.
So you know how you mentioned Jordan Romano yesterday? He got the save in the game.
Yeah.
So he currently leads the Rockies and the Angels this season in saves. He hasn't pitched for the Angels since late early May. He's got 4 saves for the Angels, and he hasn't pitched there in forever.
What a stat.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's horrible. That is horrible. We talked about volleyball early on. Don't forget, Colby Community College volleyball is also back in action today as they open up the Cheyenne Invitational against New Mexico Military Institute. That's going on tonight at 5:30 Central Time in Cheyenne, Wyoming. We got to say goodbye to a good friend. It's not Carl Ravitch, but they're saying goodbye to the ESPN ticker at the bottom of the screen during college football games. Do you like this?
I don't know. I mean, I guess their reasoning for this is you can get all the scores right on your phone if you need something. But it's right there, while watching the game. So I guess
this sounds like an absolute ploy to push you to the app.
Yeah,
is what it sounds like. Well, just check it on your phone. Get the app out. This is an absolute push to that.
I will check the real app, not this ESPN app. That's for sure.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I like the way it looks. They could make the bug smaller if they wanted to. The score bug doesn't have to be as big. It can be a little bit more precise. But I don't know. Goodbye, score bug.
Just the old score bugs that they had. The old ESPN, the old Fox. Now it's just I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. Times were better. Times were better in the past. You'll learn as you get older. You'll say that more. For Garrett, I'm Ross. We'll see you tomorrow here on a Friday edition of the Blitz.